so y'all, I just want to do a little intermission between part 4 and part 5 for those of you who need to catch up. This is just a little intermission, just like telling you a little bit about me and him when we were at the beginning dating. So a little bit about myself is I'm hardcore. I'm a very strong woman. I'm independent. I've always been on my own, and anybody I come in contact with in a relationship or situationship or anything, I'm gonna make sure they're good. I'm gonna make sure they're straight. And if I feel like I felt like at the time that was my person or whatever, I'm most definitely gonna go all in. I'm an all or nothing type person. You either we gonna deal with each other or we not. It ain't no half stepping. So that's why I go all in like I do, and that's why I have to be very, very careful about the people who spirits around me and energy around me. And I thought I was being careful when I was dealing with this person, but he was not the person that he persuaded himself to be, especially not right now. Who he is right now, if you saw him, he wouldn't, that's not the kind of man that I was even attracted to at the time. He wasn't like that at first. So, like I said, he was more humble, more laid back, more observant than talking all the time. Like, it's totally different. So, through the time of him, I feel like he was trying to love me through trying to fight who he really was. So, they don't make him, what makes him a bad person with the lack of communication. What makes him is make it unforgivable because you were torturing me. Yeah, he was torturing me basically. Like all that being mean, talking over me, all that fighting me in his sleep. It was a lot of stuff that was going on that I couldn't get the understanding of why it was going on at the time. But we're going to come back with part 5, and I'm going to get more into depth about how I really found out. Like putting 2 and 3. All right, part 5 of how I found out. Okay, after the proposal, of course, I thought I had this rock on my ring. I'm a rock on my finger. And I'm just floating around. And, I just love my ring. My ring is gold. It's supposed to be a 3-carat rock, diamond in it, or whatever. So, anyway, I had this ring. And every time we would have words or whatever, like, he would be like, if you take that ring off again, you ain't getting it back. You're not getting it back. And I was like, I'm just thinking in my head, like, this ring gotta cost some money. But I wanted to know how much the ring cost because I was trying to figure out how much of an advance he was getting, because he started buying like extra stuff. He started buying like everything was for him though. He was buying so much jewelry. He went and got another grill. He was buying cars. He went and bought a car without me, not even to let me know that he was going to buy a car. He just got up and just went and bought a car. Like, we in a whole relationship. You just gonna bring a whole car in the house? I ain't gonna ask the bitch, did you like the color or nothing. Like, it was just, he was just moving all the way different, all the way funny. So let me tell y'all this one more thing about me. I was on dialysis 16 and a half years. I got diagnosed with a disease called Goodpasture syndrome when I was 19. And it caused me to have kidney, heart, and lung failure. I also have had 3 hip replacements. And my body don't make calcium, so I take a shot every day for my calcium. No, I'm not a diabetic. No, I do not have high blood pressure. No, I do not have cancer. No, I do not have STD. No, I do not. All the questions y'all gonna say, all that blah. No, I don't have any of that. This is very rare. One person out of 1.3 million people get this, and I was the only person who had it in the U.S. in 2019. I mean, in 2005. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I'm taking 18 pills a day. Oh, by the way, I got a kidney transplant 5 years ago. So that's enough information. So I'm big on health. I'm big on going to the doctors. I'm big on making sure I get all my medication, making sure I fill my bottles up, make sure my everything is right. I'm real big on taking care of myself. So this man is also acting like he real big on me taking care of myself, me making sure I make my doctor's appointments, me making sure I eat before I take my medicine. He was on it. You took your shot today? He was on it every day. He was acting very concerned about that. He would act very concerned, like he was concerned. He didn't have any kids. I only had one child. He wanted to have kids. So we made a doctor's appointment to go get my medicine switched around, to have kids at one point. You know, a lot of that stuff had happened. I'm just letting y'all know a little history about my health. So I can get pregnant, but we did not conceive. We did not have a child. I didn't never get pregnant with him. Even after the medication changed, we never got pregnant. So, Devin was actually, he was going to get, you know, like these advances, and that was, I believe that he was getting a lot of money from the advances, and I'm like, well, by the time the money comes, you're not gonna be able to do the things that you said we're gonna do, like buy a house. Like, we're not gonna be able to do anything if you use all the money, basically what I was getting to. But I didn't want to get too much in his business, because I see that he was making it just his business, going to buy cars and shit without a motherfucker even picking a color out or anything. Like, I ain't had no say so on shit. So I already knew that there was a no go about a house. So I stopped talking about a house. I stopped talking about a lot of shit. I stopped talking, basically, because we basically was roommates. We basically became, like, in January, the way he was moving after the proposal, it was just so weird, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. Okay, so mind you, we had been going to church all these Sundays before January, we had been going to church together. Like, in the middle of January, I get sick. I have an episode. I was really bad off sick. My mom had to come to Texas and see about me, because I called my significant other at the time, and he told me he was in Houston. He in Houston. He sound like he drunk. He sound like he at a club popping shit. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, let me get my mama, because I need somebody here with me. So my mom came all the way from Memphis in a few hours. She made it. And she was there with me at the hospital, and she was on the couch sleep on that Sunday, which I pulled my phone out to have church. I have church without him for the first time. All the other times, he's there, and I'm worried about what's on his mind, probably, while we at church, and I'm supposed to be getting the word. Like, so he was a distraction even in church for me. I would be listening to the word, but I probably can't tell you the whole topic, basically. I can't tell you a paragraph on it like I could when he wasn't around me. So that was my first Sunday going to church without him. I didn't go to church. I watched it on my phone. Like I said, I was in the hospital. My mom was asleep. Nobody heard the sermon but me, and it was just for me. So after that sermon, I'm just like, did I really just hear what I just heard? Like, it was so deep. He was speaking to me in this sermon. The second Sunday, I was at the hospital. Devin was on the couch asleep. And I got up the regular time to get ready for church, early in the morning. Got ready for church. Go to walk out the door. When I close the door, he jumps off the couch, comes to the door. He like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to church. He like, you ain't gonna wake me up? I was like, you know we do this every Sunday. I mean, I didn't think you wanted to go. And I turned around and went on down the stairs and went on to church. That Sunday, TD Jakes was talking to me. He even spoke about my dog. He even spoke about Mocha. That's how I know this was too direct. It was too direct. He talked about sexual. He talked about sexuality, like you not knowing who you are. And he talked about getting money, getting a lot of money. At one point, he talked about getting a lot of money and changing. He talked about how people treat you when you've done everything. He talked about all that. Everybody else could have been catching it, but I most definitely was catching it. And I know I was catching it because nobody was around me to distract me. It was no other man in the room but him and me and TD. That's how I was taking the message at the time. He was talking directly to me. So that was 2 Sundays. And then we had another third Sunday, right? The third Sunday, he got up on the third Sunday. I don't know what y'all heard, but on the third Sunday, he got up. On that third Sunday, Devin didn't get up again for church. And I went by myself. And the whole time, TD was just talking to me. He was just talking to me. He was just trying to get me to see what was going on. Like, even though it was over, that was my closure. He wanted me to know why the whole time. You was enduring all this, baby girl, I know, but this is why. I know you just want to get on about your life, but I'm finna tell you why this man is treating you like this. Part 6 up next.